So this series is something new for me, but it actually started about 2 years ago. I came up with this idea sort of in response to the social and political and cultural climate that felt so fraught and negative. And then the Me Too movement happened, which sort of only underlined my sense that a response in some way would be a good thing to do. So I decided a positive way to put all the churned up feelings I had was to elevate the voices of women and to acknowledge the contributions that so many passionate and committed and intelligent and determined women had made to making the world a better place and to work for freedom and equality for all and opportunity. So that was the initial focus. But it took me quite a while to figure out what the whole work was going to encompass. It seemed like just doing portraits of these women wasn't enough to sort of express what I wanted to express. I think a motivating factor was also the fact that I was a new grandmother, and I wanted to put something positive and affirmative out into the world also that might resonate with her and other young women as they grow up. So it wasn't really until the pandemic struck and I was at home and for a while not working and then working again, that the idea came to me that birds, which had appeared in previous works of mine over many decades, were a wonderful symbol to pair with these portraits because they're so symbolic of freedom and a connection between the spiritual part of life and the physical part of life. And the more I started to research bird symbolism, the more I became aware of the fact that different birds really sort of mirrored these qualities that I was discovering as I investigated the story of these women's lives and the things they'd written and the things that had been written about them. So that's how the pairing of these birds and these portraits came about. And then the last element was I knew that in some way I wanted to incorporate their words or words that were spoken about them that would somehow convey the power of their own lives and their commitments and, you know, what they've tried to achieve in the world. So that, I think, has been inspirational for me, but also hard because I need to find those things that express in a short way or a succinct way, something that's very, representative of them and their work and their lives. So it's been inspiring to find these quotes, these powerful things that they've all said in the course of doing their work in the world. And an interesting challenge for me to find a way to incorporate them into these charcoal drawings as well. And the last piece was that I thought it would be interesting to have some of the texts sit on the glass away from the work, where all the other text is actually on the drawing. And I thought that was fun to sort of explore how the text would sort of cast shadows, which I think in a way their work casts shadows on all of our lives and the world, you know, resonates in different ways and reverberates. So that's the last piece that I've incorporated. And it's sort of an extension of the regular portraiture that I do in the show are two portraits of my granddaughter when she was about 2.5. And it sort of bookends the work in that it sort of, as a whole, gives voice to all the struggles and difficulties of our past, the sometimes unfriendly and stark realities of now, but it also, I think, points to perhaps the possibility of what the world could be for young people like my granddaughter. So I'm so happy to be participating in this show with all these other wonderful artists. It's a wonderful opportunity that I'm very grateful for.